Hello, this is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Spreaker, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. This is Dylan Miller on Daily Dose of Dylan. Alright. So, alright. A lot of stuff has happened, considering it's free agency. So, Andy Dalton was signed to the Bears yesterday. I don't like the move. But apparently the Bears made a big push for Wilson. And they actually discussed the trade. Now, there are some perfect relationships, quarterback QB coach relationships. Mahomes and Reed, both offensive guys, kind of go for it, let it go. Not conservative at all. Rodgers, LaFleur, both progressive guys, offensive, who work well together. Pete and Russ never felt like a win. Pete's kind of like a rock star, like, I'm the guy in here, and Wilson's kind of like quiet, like, not looking for any trouble. Belichick and Brady, one was kind of a grump, one was kind of, upbeat. Belichick and Brady weren't perfect, but they made it work. So Pete and Russ got to make this work. Russ is saying, I keep getting hit. Pete has not had faith in me he didn't have faith in me in the draft. I don't get to say anything at all. So he's saying, I'm going to get loud. I'm going to let them know how I'm feeling here. And, if they want to keep me, they'll fix the offensive line. If not, I'm headed out. Alright, let's get some music going. And, Russ, I don't know why they're even discussing trade talks. You're not going to get anything near the value of Russell Wilson. And you're not going to find a new Russell Wilson. You're just going to get screwed out of a quarterback. So, alright. Alright, so, Sean Payne went on the Dan Patrick Show yesterday, and apparently Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill will have a quarterback battle. And I like it. I know Winston throws picks, and I'm not that high on him. I know he's going to throw picks. But he'll be less crazy and inconsistent in a system like Peyton's. He'll throw around 30 touchdowns and 15 picks. That's good enough on a talented team like the Saints. And if Jameis is starting to get a little carefree and consistent, send in Taysom Hill. And if Taysom Hill, another thing you can do, put Jameis at quarterback and get Taysom Hill at quarterback or running back or receiver, and in the red zone, use him. So the Bills have signed Emmanuel Sanders. This is a good move. They're getting Josh Allen as second receiver behind Diggs. And they're committing to Allen, who seems like their future. So I like it. I know Sanders will adjust quickly. And he's a grown-up in the room, so it's great. You get a veteran player on a kind of a young team who will adjust quickly to the system. So I think it's perfect. So Jacoby Brissett has went to the Dolphins. Again, the grown-up thing, he's a grown-up in the room. He's like Tyrod Taylor and Fitzpatrick, Taylor and Fitzpatrick keep getting signed everywhere because they're mature. And maturity is 50% of a quarterback position. Drew Lock and Baker Mayfield are more talented than Fitzpatrick and Taylor, but they're not as mature. Baker got more mature as the season went on, but that's why he was so bad last year. So, pretty good move, and in case Tua is benched, good replacement. So I think the Raiders, so they released Rodney Hudson. I think Seattle should bring him in. If Pete Carroll signs Hudson and gets a corner, then he can put all the pressure on Russ. Like, we got you a corner, got you a center, got more protection. We got you DK Metcalf. Now it's on you. If you screw this up, it's on you. We did everything you asked for, and you still can't get us to the Super Bowl. Alright. So, there are a couple signs of a well-run organization. And I think the Bills are showing a lot of those signs right now. There's three things you have to do. Don't overspend to go get a great player. Go get a guy like Emmanuel Sanders for $6 million. Be flexible in the draft and don't be uptight. They went and got Josh Allen, who was kind of a wild card and kind of someone who just kind of a gunslinger. And three, admit your mistakes, you know? Look at Belichick. He's like, yeah, I've whiffed on the tight end position. Let's go sign people and pay for them. Those are keys to successful franchise. Bills got all of them. The Chiefs got all of them. The Packers have two of the three. They do admit their mistakes, and they do. They don't normally overspend on free agency, but the problem is they're a little uptight in the draft. So, and who else? Who else is very well? The Bucs, since getting Tom Brady, you know, flexible in the draft. They don't overspend on free agency. And they don't. And they admit their mistakes. So, those are signs of the well-run organization that there are here. Alright. Alright, let's get some more music going. And, you know, you also have to have an elite quarterback. That's obviously part of it, too. So, and they got Josh Allen. So, they have all the ingredients to a successful franchise. Alright, so Tyrod Taylor has gone to the Texans. They're telling you, if we do eventually trade Deshaun Watson, we have a contingency plan. Now, we know teams are calling for them. I don't know why the Texans aren't listening. Because they will get a lot of value. Not equal value, but a lot of value. And unless you have the best of something, like the Chiefs shouldn't take calls from Mahomes. Like, they're not going to do that. But, you know, the Steelers are taking calls from Russell Wilson. And it's not stupid. I mean, they shouldn't trade him, but if a team comes to you with a gigantic offer, go for it. I mean, you're clearly not making the quarterback happy, so be very team-friendly if you trade him. But you also have to get a quarterback in return. And speaking of that, the Bears and Seahawks the Bears offered the Seahawks an olive branch, basically. They offered a fair amount, but it would only make sense if the team is rebuilding. Like, the Seahawks aren't trying to rebuild. If you went to the Texans and said, I'll give you 3 firsts, a third, and 2 starters, I would accept it if I were the Texans. But it makes sense for Seattle to turn it down, because you have Russell Wilson. But if I were Houston, and Denver said, 3 firsts, a third, and I'll give you, like, Jerry Jeudy or something, you know, an emerging receiver, I'd accept it. So, Damian Lillard dropped 50 last night. Now, the game was exciting itself very much. I think Zion had a good look at the end of the game. Like, he could have made the shot, but, it's fine. How about Portland? They're always in great games. It's awesome to watch. How about Lillard? Definitely top 5 MVP candidate this year. I'd say the top 5 MVP candidates in no order. Steph, Lillard, LBJ, CP3, and Embiid. The reason, I think, actually, you know what? Replace Steph with Jokic. I know a lot of people will get mad at me for keeping Steph out of it, because I know he's a great player, but the argument has always been LeBron doesn't win enough. That's why he's not winning MVP. So you can't just switch it just because you like Steph Curry. So that would be my top 5. Lillard, you're a great player. Congrats on the 50.9. Alright. So. Sorry for that. So Dalton went to the Bears yesterday. I'm going back to it. Because I'm going to do the Bears side of it, sorry. We love to blame coaches and quarterbacks for issues in an organization. But yesterday was a terrible GM job. I think the worst fit for the Bears is a non-playmaking quarterback. Like a non-playmaking distributor. That's what Dalton is. I think it's a bad fit. Obviously, you can argue it's better than Trubisky, but is that really what you're looking for? Like, is that really your ceiling now? Better than Trubisky? Jimmy, what's a good example here? Sam Darnold's better than Trubisky. But they're probably going to trade him. So, they don't think Sam Darnold's going to take them to the promised land. And Dalton isn't either. Wilson can. Watson can. Darnold might. Your team is incredibly good. Incredibly talented. Watson would be a better fit. Darnold would be a better fit. Trubisky shouldn't have won games, but he won because he's athletic, and he has a great coach, Matt Nagy. So they need an athletic quarterback, Watson, Darnold, who can work well with Matt Nagy. Alright. And my problem with Bryant Pace, and I know I'm a Packers fan, and people probably think I'm a Bears hater. I've mentioned how good their team is and how close they are. I think I'm reasonably ripping them on this decision. Because Ryan Pace isn't only bad at the quarterback position. In the last 70 years, you want to know who their 2 best quarterbacks are? Since Sid Luckman, the last 70 years. Jim McCannon and Jay Cutler. I would not be satisfied with that. Luckily, I'm a Packers fan, and in the last 70 years, they've had 3 legends, so. But Pace isn't only bad at the quarterback position, he's bad at public perception. He signed Mike Glennon to a contract, big contract, then drafted Trubisky. Then he heated up the Russell Wilson rumors and got Andy Dalton. So Ryan Pace, not a very good GM here. Alright. So Trent Williams just